ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान् शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदवेदान्तवेदाङ्ग विद्यास्थानेभ्यैव च सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुति स्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We will chant from third Mundaka, first three mantras. 4. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samanam vriksham parishashvajate तयोरन्यः पिप्पलं स्वाद्वत्ति अनश्नन्नन्यो अभिचाकशीते समाने वृक्षे पुरुषो निमग्नः अनीशया शोचति मुह्यमानः जुष्टं यदा पश्यत्यन्यमीशम् अस्य महिमानमिति वीतशोकः यदा पश्यते रुक्मवर्णम् कर्तारमीशं पुरुषं ब्रह्मयोनिम् तदा विद्वान् पुण्यपापे विधूय निरञ्जनः परमं साम्यमुपैति। निरञ्जनः परमं साम्युपैति। So we had seen that in this third Mundak, Atma Swarupam, Atma Swarup Jnanam, Atma Jnana Sadhanani, and Atma Jnana Phalani. These are the four topics which are taken. The very important crux of Mundak was second Mundak. Now this is the supporting one. So, what is the nature of self? What is the nature of knowledge of self? What is the sadhana and what is the fruit? And here we saw the first two mantras where the sansari and the self both are said to be at the same place. Parishashvajate. So reflected consciousness and the original consciousness are at the same place. Only misunderstood consciousness is called the Jeev. Gurudev used to say that deluded God is Jeev and illumined Jeev is God. Put it like that. So I have forgotten my own nature and therefore I am now calling myself as doer, enjoyer, or I am a traveler in bhav, in space or in body, etc. So this is called the worldliness. And nimagnaha, he is totally drowned into it. You heard yesterday. Nimagnaha means with wrong identities he is grappling to make it true. What is false he is making true. I want to make my worldly identities become bigger or true, and attachment also true. And this way he is struggling in life. That is called libagnaha. Totally he is under the grip of ignorance and ignorance-oriented activities. That means I am incomplete and world is complete and real. This is the fundamental notion. I am incomplete and world is complete, and let me seek completeness from the world. And more he goes and seeks completeness, he can accumulate object, but more incompleteness he feels inside. This feeling of more and more incompleteness with more and more outer achievement, this is called that the person has become more samsari after attaining something. He was better off earlier when his achievement were lesser. But after achieving more, his thirst for achieving, thirst for a competition has become more. A lot of rich people I meet who are millionaire and billionaire, they confess this point. They said in a childhood, in the Shahra Diwali, they used to get 10 rupees, 100 rupees. So they used to be very thrilled and happy. It was a big thing to get 100 rupees. And they said, today I have crores, but still I am feeling more lost. Because that does not satisfy me. Nimagna is not something external. Nimagna is that the indication is a person can't disidentify with something. He is totally caught up in the wrong notions, wrong emotions. Anishaya shochati muhyamana, helplessly he is grieving with some loss here and there. Anishaya shochati muhyamana. But you heard yesterday, everybody has an opportunity to do good And Jushtam yada pashyati anyamisham. Jushtam means when he serves the values and ultimately by the grace of the teacher sent by the God because of his dharmic karma, accumulation of dharmic karma, sanchit karma, then he is able to hear Vedanta and understand that I have no relation with this RC. That means world does not have any completeness and I don't have any incompleteness. Even for some moments, even if he discovers, if not 24 hours, he discovers for 5 minutes. That 5 minutes of completeness he remembers and he tries to extend it to 10 minutes. He extends this to 15 minutes. I'm not saying a person has to all of a sudden become perfect all 24 hours. I'm only saying please increase the time of your good response, even if it is 1 minute per month. I'm not saying you have to get best response at that time. That is very difficult to get. But I was 5 minutes, I was happy every day. Now I am 6 minutes happy in October. बस हम ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं कह रहे. Slowly you will become so thirsty to be in the fulfilled state of completeness within that outer loss and gain will not affect you more. You feel this is not going to help me out even if I have lost something or I have gained. What attention I have to give, I will give it inside now. This and vid shoka bhavati, if you see last one, ultimately he is. In one line he starts the seeker and completeness of the seeker. Upanishad style is like that. Many birds' journey they cover in half shlok. How is it like that? Yada pashyate rukma varnam kartaram isham purusham brahma yonim. How do you know he has become vichoka? So he is saying yada. Yada means yatha was written in my book. Yada. Yada. So when here pash means seeker. Pashyati iti vidwan sadhaka bhashka writes. Pashyati iti vidwan sadhaka, seeker. Rukma varnam. Ruk means gold. Rukmani word has come. Rukmani. Rukmi was his mother. So Rukma means gold. Gold, varnam means color. That means self. Suparna word had come to indicate consciousness, shining. Bhashka writes, Swayam Jyoti Swabhavam Rukmasya Iva Jyoti Jyoti Asya Avinashi. So this is, he sees that consciousness. And please see here, consciousness is what? So first and second quarter is Jnanam and last 2 quarters are Jnana Phalam. What is that now? So what is there? So here what's it here? Kartaram. Who is the maker of the whole world? Kartaram is for the maker. That means he is the efficient cause. And the same Purush, 2 meanings of Purush. One is all pervading, other is which is in the body. Purnatvat is one meaning and Purishayanat is another meaning. You have heard it many times. So Purush word is there. So Kartaram, Isham, Purusham, Brahma Yonim. Okay. So Brahma Yonim, so there are 2 meanings there. So one is Karmdhare Samas, other is Tatpurush Samas. Karmdhare Brahma Eva Yonim. So Yonim is Karan. Whose cause, who is the cause? That Brahman from whom everything has come out. From that Brahman from whom everything has come out. That we saw in the first Mundaka, that everything has come from that. Remember, I had told it has to be the cause, there has to be one cause. Cause has to be consciousness, cause has to be unchanging, cause has to be shapeless, and cause has to be the truth. So that truth, which is many times, that was a very fundamental thing we had seen it. So that is what is called here as Brahma Yonim. So Brahma Eva Yoni. That means cause. Yesterday also I talked about Urdh Moolam, that tree whose root was on the top. That means it was timeless and spaceless. If he is shapeless, that means it is timeless and spaceless. I had the cause, number one, then there has to be consciousness, then it should be not having the shape, then it should be unchanging, C, U, S, T. Whatever is there. Earlier what I had told I forgot. So what was earlier? Acha, chalo, that is there. So something like that was there. So I forgot. So Brahma Eva Yoni. So this is one meaning. And second meaning is Brahmana Yoni Tat Purush, who is the cause of Hiranyagarbha. So this is telling that Brahman is the material cause. And Kartaram is that it is the efficient cause. It is giving the shape in itself. Like in the dream consciousness, that alone has become house, that alone has become water, that alone has become mountain, that alone has become human being, and that alone has given the shape. There is nothing else which has come. So that is called Abhinna Nimitta Vivarti Upadan Karan. Abhinna Nimitta Vivarti Upadan Karan. So Purush word we saw, Kartaram. I have taken this shlokas, I am just taking it once more. I have taken that in our last session. And this is the Jnanam. This is the Jnanam. Now, last two. Kyun bhai? Stanley, clear? This is there. Where she went away? Huh? Sure. Tuesday also dances. Sure. I thought only the Saturday, Sunday was there. Yada pashyate rukma varnam kartaram isham purusham brahma yonim. If person sees, now what he sees, that Purush which in himself that consciousness is the cause of the whole world. That means he sees that world is coming and going in me only. That is the meaning here. Dekh rahe ho aap? Purush word has indicated that consciousness which is inside. And Kartaram and Brahma Yonim has indicated that the whole world is in me. I am the one from whom everything has come. And everything is seen in me. That means Atma is Brahman. This is the Atma, Brahma, oneness is there. This is the first line. I hope this line is clear now. So, second line. Fruit is there. Tada Vidwan. Ab here Vidwan is for that Pashya word. What is Pashya word is Vidwan. Vidwan means the knower of self. So first line is Paramatma Jnanam and Paramatma Jnana Phalam is second line. Punya Pape Vidhuya. You remember that? I remember. Pap means that which comes and gives problem. Punya means which goes and gives problem. Both has to come and go. Yesterday I told you, Anita's dog ran away. Anita's dog. She called me in the evening. She said, my dog left. I thought he died. So before the conversation was proceeding, then she told no, she ran away because the big lightning was there. And the dog got scared of the lightning and ran away. I searched for 3 hours. See, instead of studying Vedanta, she's searching. So 3 hours she searched all around. The dog did not get. I said, you must have cried. She said, yes. 12 years association was there. Anything has to leave. Whether good or bad, everything has to depart at a time. And the night she called back. I can understand dog came back. So she called. So she said, I prayed to the God that whosoever has taken that dog would come back. And I think in the collar they had put the number or something. So somebody called her husband. So she got back the dog. I said, anyway, one day it had to go. देखो ये इसी में टाइम चला जाता है. पुण्य पापे विधूय means he has no desire for conducive and unconducive situation. Punya means I am doing my action to get a conducive situation. Pap means I am doing an action which I will get unconducive situation. So he is not a karta actually. Punya pap, when it is said Shubha Shubh Parityagi, in Bhagavad Gita these words have come few times, Shubha Shubh Parityagi. The meaning is that he is left the doership of doing good for a situation or doing bad to get a bad situation. I hope this point is clear. He was doing good earlier. Earlier, he was not doing very good, so they said, see, instead of doing bad action, you should do good action. So you will get good time. So he started doing good action. He had started charity, seva. So he got a good situation. After getting a good situation, he was made to realize that there is nothing called totally good situation. It will have some component of unconduciveness also. And therefore, better you are dispassionate from good and bad, because anyway golden chain has a chain aspect in it. However nice gold it may be, it has a chaining aspect in it. So I think better to leave this. So he has no interest in getting good and bad situation, and therefore he has no doership, because he has the knowledge that I am the one who need not do, because I am seer. How can seer be doer? Seer cannot be doer, because seer is of the nature of consciousness, it is the nature of cause, it is the nature of non-modification, it is of the nature of oneness, and doer is of the nature of modification, doer is of the nature of manyness, doer is of the nature of seeing something other than itself as real. Seer sees himself as real and others as unreal, and only one seer is there. So there is a big difference between the seer and doer, actually speaking. You cannot be seer and doer. You cannot be seer and doer at the same time. Somebody was there, so, what to say about this? They say, I have understood the essence of all Vedas. I said, what is it? He said, you should do good all the time. In mission only. I don't believe in all this not doing anything and studying and doing satsang, etc. In the mission. अब बताओ ऐसे ऐसे लोग भी हैं. हाँ? I'm telling you, doing good is not the goal of spirituality. It is a means for that. You are doing good, it will create a good situation for you, which will be a bondage actually. Number 2, you are doing good for purification of the heart, that is good. You will have a clean and pure heart. But clean and pure heart should be used to know the self, tada vidwan punya pape vidhuya, and get out of this world. Because you cannot do only good action. Sarva rambahi doshena dhumen agni rivavrata. ऐसी सी बात लोग कर देते हैं. And then the person says, "See, don't ask any Vedantic question. I don't believe in all these things. I don't believe in satsang." कुछ भी बोल देते हैं. I only smile. What to do? वेदांत तो अपनी जान है भाई. There is all soul is here only. इसके बिना तो काम ही नहीं चलेगा. Whether you accept or not is not a question. Question is what is right. Then they say no. So not many study. That is not, we will not decide by polling whether Vedanta is right or not. Tada vidwan punya pape vidhuya. Vidhuya means removing, washing off. Washing off, that means washing off the cause of good situation, cause of bad situation. That means washing off doership in short. Washing off means knowing that I am not the doer and the seer. Because both are totally different. And therefore I say, if you are doing karma yoga, don't practice at that time jnana yoga at the same time. You are doing karma yoga, give attention to the action. Don't say I am the seer. Because that will not allow you to do the action when you are doer. You cannot be seer and doer at the same time. It is for the jnani who can be seer and then he sees the doer as false and he does the natak. Like I am acting, I know my original name, still I have become someone like that. I know my original name, but still I am acting as a beggar or I am acting as a king or somebody else. I know it's false. That is for a jnani. That he knows that he is seer and still he says I am doer. But for the person who has still not reached that, he should not mix that issues in short. At the same time, at least don't do that. At different time, do that. Is it okay now? So Vidwan here, Vidwan means Pashya. What was Pashya is called Vidwan here. Because Yada, Tada will go together. Relative pronoun and correlative pronoun will go together. And then what is said? Niranjanaha paramam samyam upayati. Niranjana Bhaskar writes, Nirlep vigat, nirlepaha vigat kleshaha. Paramam prakrishtam niratishamam samyam. Samatam advaya lakshanam. So samyam, relative sameness is there to exclude absolute sameness. So what is a relative? Two things are like this. He is like his father. That is called relative sameness. He resembles his mother. He is like that person. This food was like that food. Sometimes so here it is not relative sameness. It is written here advaya lakshanam. So two things are different but have common feature. So here it is not that. To exclude, it is written here as, see what is written here? Arvachya, inferior aikyam is not there. Anyataha arvancha advaya lakshanam etam paramam samyam. See the word here. Advaya lakshan is there. So this oneness is not samyam, means only non-dual self is there. This is the meaning of the third mantra. I hope it is clear. Now I'll come to the fourth. I had given more time, but I'll now go because already I had seen that. Prano yeshaya sarva bhutair vibhati vijanan vidwan bhavate nativadi atma krida atma ratih kriyavan esha brahma vidam varishtha. See here in this mantra again, Gyan Phalam is mentioned. And glorification of Jnani. Jnani is praised in the second line, and in the first quarter, Jnana Phalam is there. First line, Jnana Phalam is there. So what is here? I am now going. See, Prana, here Prana means self only. Like Prana se Prana. Not Prana, this breathing Prana. Like in Kenopanishad, who is the Prana? Prana. So what was mentioned in the last mantra as Kartaram, Isham, Purusham, Brahmayonim is mentioned as Prana here. Esh Prana. So Esh means Prakrita, which is under referential, what is going on. And Sarva Bhutair Vibhati, it is in the shining in the form of all beings. Itham Bhave Tritiya. After a long time I am using this. Itham Bhave Tritiya, in the form of. Like gold is shining in the form of all ornament. This is called in the form of. Itham Bhave Tritiya it is called. Along with the like that. In the form of as. It was called Itham Bhave Tritiya. So, Sarva Bhutai, everything it is shining in the form of all things. देखो ना आप उपनिषद क्या बोल रहा है? Upanishad is not talking that you are only seer and the world is seer and seen is of the same degree of reality. And both are different. This is yoga. This is yoga. I was in Singapore. So, Guruji's yagi was there. So at the end, it was announced that now, I was Brahmachari, so he will talk on Patanjali Yoga Sutra. It was announced. I came back in the house, Guruji said, why you are talking on that? Why you are talking on Patanjali Yoga Sutra? It has some kind of... Vedanta takes the sadhana of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, but not the sadhya of Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So, yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, yahan tak Vedanta le lega uska. But dhyan and samadhi is the aim of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which is not the aim of Vedanta. Samadhi, by the way, if you meet samadhi, it is okay. But it is not compulsory that you should meet samadhi. Gyan has nothing to do with samadhi. And Yoga Sutra, samadhi is the ultimate goal. And in the samadhi, I am the seer, world is seen, both are reality of the same degree. Chitta Vritti Yoga Nirodha. Yoga. The very first sutra is Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Cessation of the thoughts of the mind is called yoga. So world is there and I am also there. Both are different realities. Vedanta says, if I am consciousness, please see the difference of Vedanta and Upanishad. I am consciousness and I am infinite consciousness, which was mentioned by the word Brahmayoni, Purusham, Kartaram. How can world be existing apart from me if only one consciousness is there which does not have time and space? If consciousness is not having time and space, how can that consciousness which is not having time and space be a seer and be many, as Yoga Sutra says? Yoga Sutra says there are many seer. Sankhya and Yoga Sutra both say that consciousnesses are many and they are vibhu also. Imagine that. They are all pervading in many. How can there will be many all pervading? Kyun bhai? But they said it's sounding a little impractical. How can it be there that there can be one consciousness only? It is more easy to understand. It is more experience that only my consciousness is different than your consciousness. And they base their philosophy more on experience rather than Shruti. So Anubhuti became primary and Shruti became secondary. Now see the word here. Don't miss these points. Esha prana yaha sarva bhutaihi vibhati. This is one statement. I hope this point will help. you will get clarity all the time. And then what is written? What is written next line? Vijanan Vidwan. Vijan. Vibhati means vividam bhati. That same appears as many. And Vijanan Vidwan. Vijanan Vidwan. Knowing person. Knowing person. Here Vijanan Vidwan. Same Vidwan of last mantra. Ida Vidwan. See the word. Punya pape vidhuya. So here Vidwan is the one Vakyartha Gyan Matrena, who has known only by knowledge. No other sadhana is there. That is called Vijanan Vidwan. Please note, when Vijanan word has been Vijanan Vidwan means there is no difference between knowing and understanding and realizing. He heard and he got it. Hearing is getting. Knowing is getting. I know about phoenix, but I didn't get it. I know there is a sweet kept, but I didn't get it. You have to do some work after that. When knowing is coupled with working, then it is not unknown by ignorance. If something is unknown by ignorance, then only knowing is getting. And therefore Vijanan Vidwan has been used here. Okay. So this is called Shatru Pratyay. Vijanan word is there. To convey simultaneity of two events is there. Two events are, while sitting he was eating. Sitting he was eating, but his sitting and eating was happening simultaneously. While talking he was driving also. So talking and driving will be the same time. So here knowing and liberation are at same time. That means no sadhana is required after knowing. And therefore, it is not that after knowing you have to do something and then you will get it. Knowing itself is liberating. That's called Vijanan Vidwan. This is important point. So, Janan Samuchyate, knowing he is liberated. Vijanan, knowing he is liberated. I hope this point is also clear. Now, next point. Now glorification of a jnani is there now. See what is it? Bhavate na ativadi. He doesn't cut somebody while talking. He doesn't talk a lot also. Why he doesn't talk a lot? He says what to talk. There is only self what to talk. There is no pressure of talking. Because if you are attached to somebody too much, then you talk a lot about to that person. If you don't like somebody, then also you talk a lot how bad he is. If I like something of the world, I like a particular kind of eatable, I talk a lot about that eatable. Anywhere where my attachment aversion is strong, lot of thoughts come, and that thoughts will always want to express in the form of speech. Otherwise, you will get bottled up. You was well suffocated. But he has nothing to express because he says there is no impression. I am of the self, there is also self, what to talk about. क्या बोलना उसमें? So, first is this. So, two meanings are there. One meaning is when other is talking, he doesn't transgress and cut him and talks. Vijanan Vidwan Nat Bhavati Nativadi. And second meaning is that he is not the one who will talk also a lot. He is fine without talking only. Therefore, many people, many saints will be there who will just keep quiet. Sadashiv Brahmendra was there, just keeping quiet. Many are there who hardly talk. People think he is fool. People's criteria is different. बोले क्या बात करना है इस सब बारे में? अन्यो वाचो विमुंचता अमृतस्यैष सेतु. Leave all aside, everything else. This is there. In Jada Bharat also, you remember, he also was not talking. It is only he started talking when he saw that his disciple he got, Rahugana. Then he started talking. Otherwise he was very quiet. Therefore he was called Jad. For him world doesn't exist, body doesn't exist. The prarabdha doesn't exist. Only self is there, what to talk. As if you go in the dream and people are chatting a lot, how is the weather? Somebody has died in the dream and you know it's a dream. How what you will talk? And that to all ignorant people who think dream is real. Now how will you explain to them that this is not real? And somebody is crying a lot, my son has passed away, Ay Ram Re, my son has passed away. And you know it's a dream. You know, and he is not understanding because people are obsessed here, worldly people, by their own ideas of attachment, aversion, etc. So what to talk in the dream? He will just see here. He will go in some solitude and he will just know that this is not true. कहाँ से बात करें? कुछ फ्रीक्वेंसी नहीं हमारी उसकी. विजानन विद्वान भवति नातिवादी. Next word. आत्मक्रीडः आत्मरतिः क्रियावानेश ब्रह्मविदां वरिष्ठः. Krida is with something other than yourself. So when he sees something other, that also is seeing in himself. Like you take a ball. You say you are playing with the ball. Whatever he is playing with himself only because he sees himself there. That's called Atma Krida. There is a difference between Rati and Krida. Rati is in himself and Krida is with something other than himself. Like he's playing with football or he's playing with, say, he's writing something or he's talking to somebody. That is Atma Krida. But supposing he is himself, alone, there is nobody and he's thinking, closing his eyes. That is Atma Rati, he is reveling in his own self. Like Bhagwan Krishna took the his toes and he started sucking. That is Atma Rati. Kararavindena padaravindam mukharavindena vinyeshayantam vatasya patrasya pute shayanam balam mukundam manasa smarami. I hope this is clear. Ratistu sadhan nirupeksha bhaya vishay priti matram iti vishesha. So this is written. This is okay. I had told Atmani Rati Yasya Atmarati. Anand for which has internal source of thought, that is Atmarati. Anand which is external source is called Atma Krida. So Bhai Vishya Pitri Matram. Next word, Kriyavan. Ab Kriyavan, Gyan, Dhyan, Vairagya, Adi Kriya. There are 2-3 meanings are there. He is not with action because his action is dhyan, gyan, vairag. What his action is there? What else he will do there? Kriyavan. Nahi bahya kriyavan atmaratischa bhavitum shakta. Bhaskar writes, one who is having atmarati, why he will go external to do external work? Kaschid bahya kriya nivrittaha hi atmirida bhavat. Bahya kriya atmaratiyo virodhat. Both cannot be there. Both cannot be there. Therefore, his kriya is nothing but his reveling in dispassion, knowledge, maybe studying, maybe teaching. That is called kriyavan. So, this is the meaning of that. So, possessor of the kriya, matu pratyaya is there. So, this is possessor. Bas, this is the meaning. More we will see later on. If at all something is there, one more meaning is there, it's a long meaning. Let us see the next. Till this we had already seen, therefore I was little hurrying slightly. Now fifth mantra is sadhan. First to fourth mantra are Gyan and Gyan Phalam. And fifth mantra is very important mantra that is called sadhan mantra. Very popular. Satyena labhyastapasa yesha atma samyak jnanena brahmacharyena nityam antasharire jyotirmayo hi shubhra yam pashyante yataya kshina doshaha satyena labhyastapasa yesha atma सम्यक ज्ञानेन ब्रह्मचर्येण नित्यम् अंतःशरीरे ज्योतिर्मयो हि शुभ्रः यं पश्यन्ति यतः क्षीणदोषाः. So, please note that there are, before coming to the Gyan Marg, one is called Karma Marg, not Karma, Karma Marg. Action taking to some destination and stopping itself. That is called Karma Marg. Action will not, if it is not a marg, if it is not yoga, it won't stop. If a person doesn't know the way, he will never reach destination. Reaching destination means car has to stop. If karma was a yoga, then it will ultimately culminate, which is called karma yoga. And karma yoga has two factors, you have heard many times: reverential, graceful, joyful acceptance of happy and unhappy situations. Increasing your ability to remain unaffected by the fruit. Rather, I have learned to grow over the sorrow and joy what the world is giving. This is called prasad buddhi. And second was, what I am doing with the sense of offering rather than sense of getting something outside. Offering my ego to the God, offering my attachment to the God, offering my laziness to the God, my joy. In short, by offering, I will make you happy. This is called puja. I hope you have heard this many, many times. So this is a sadhana through which you get out of violent reactions because of bad fruit and anxieties because of actions. Anxiety because of my action and violent reaction because of what I am getting. I have accepted whatever it is there. I have accepted it with joy and with gratefulness and gracefulness. There is nothing wrong, I will say, about it. Like Draupadi accepted the killing of her 5 sons. Imagine that. Like Devaki ji accepted the killing of her 6 sons. Like Yashoda ji accepted that Bhagwan has left Vrindavan and he won't come back. This devotional acceptance, when you accept thinking of the God's will, when you accept without reaction, when you accept and by accepting you grow in your devotion, that is called karma phal, has become now your growing point. It has the point through which you have grown out of your dislikes and likes. What you are resisting, no, you are not resisting. And for what you are insisting, not, you are not insisting also. This is the best thing that can happen. So you have somewhere, somebody was there, and something very bad happened. So I said or somebody else said, supposing, he said, no, already I have gone through the worst, it doesn't now matter. I have faced the worst, and what worst can happen more? I am ready for everything. So fear of getting something very unconducive, that goes away because I have gone through it. I have practiced to go through unconducive. ठीक? So if you accept that sadhana, it is an attitudinal change. It is more a mindset that I have to develop. It toughens you inside. You become tougher. Situation does not give you lot of pain and lot of joy. Because you say, no, I accepted. What is there to be painful about that? Like, sometimes some pain happens. But if pain continues, then you are not afraid, but let it be there. After some time, you get habituated to that pain. Initially, you say, oh my God, I have pain. Later on, you say, okay, it's fine. I have to live with it. It's fine. So situation is not something I'm very attracted to something or I'm repulsing. This you develop in years of attitudinal change. You self-explain to yourself. All spirituality is very trying to explain to yourself. When you talk to yourself in Vedantic language or Gita language, then that is called your sadhana at intellectual level. Gurudev used to say, I can give you the reply. Answer you have to make out of it. I can give you some objective reply, but really taking it when your thought comes and then you really munch and digest it and change your way of thinking and way of receiving something, that is your own area. Therefore, nobody can help beyond the point. This is one aspect. Other aspect is, while I am doing action, because I don't have to get something very big from outside, and therefore I am not anxious, because I feel God's work, God will do through. I am more preparing myself for God to express rather than my ego to express for my ego satisfaction. I am preparing myself for God to express so that God can be pleased through the expression. This is the action is for expression of emptying the inner doer for bigger doer to take over. Like a clean room is there, you feel like going inside. Somebody is calling you and he's a clean room, so it's very inviting. Supposing it's a very dirty room and somebody is calling, you may go but you will come out. It's just too dirty, let's sit out. Rats are here, stink is here, cobwebs are here. So I think it's very dirty and I have allergy with the dust. So I will go out. If your room is neat, clean, tidy, well done, and nice flower vase is there, and nice, what is it called, some water feature is there around, even if it doesn't call, we'll peep and see, wow, very good rooms are there. So it is changing of my inner doer so that the bigger doer can sit and work through me. So I am not anxious to get anything from outside. I am more in a preparation to invoke him inside. Bhagwan should take karta avatar. He should become karta. I will become gaun karta. This is karma yoga sadhana. It takes away the gross impurities. of achieving, of losing, of shouting, of screaming, of becoming very passionate, lusty, of becoming very angry, of becoming jealous. So these conditions, they may come, but it will have a short life in you. The time of recovery will be faster. Frequency will be lesser. Intensity will be lesser. Second sadhana is upasana. Upasana is at your mental level where you dedicate your thought. You are not too much attentive to the world. You are attentive to one thought. In Karma Yoga, many work, many people, many places to go, many interaction, attitudinal changes in Karma Yoga. In Upasana Yoga, there is a one thought. Literally, I am trying to maintain one object of thought, Krishna thought, Ram thought. And I increase that time of one thought so that mind gets little purer. I enjoy my inner ambience of quietude. I may talk to Lord, I may sing with Lord. My manas vyapar with God is too much. My interaction with God in my mind is quite a bit. I was sitting and eating, I was feeding my God inside my heart. I was pressing His feet. I was making Him smile. I was chanting the name and He was listening. This slowly empties my vasanas. This is the Upasana Yoga. Gross impurities go by Karma Yoga. And oscillations of the mind, flickering nature of the mind go by Upasana. Restlessness, worry about the future. Yesterday you heard Sudarshan's attitude when he was brought so in front of so many kings. So his attitude was that whole world is in Devi and I have her support. Nobody can do anything to me. And if it is done, I will accept it. He was quiet. So Upasana creates a very high level of tranquilized, peaceful, mental ambience. Because you have instead of a jungle, a sanctum is there in the mind. His mind is sanctified. Like you go to the temple and you see the murti and your mind becomes quiet. Similarly, when I go inside my murti of the Lord, which I have made by continuously thinking, that mind is a quiet mind. This is second point. This is preparation for Jnana Yoga. And third point is adherence to moral values. Moral values, which is mentioned now in this month, which is 20 values of 16th chapter actually, Devi Sambandhi. Some do's and don'ts of life, some rules of life, through which you become strong mentally and emotionally. Removal of cheap thoughts. I'm not a fallen person. I try to rise when I am fallen. And in this particular Satya, Tapasya, Samyak Gyan, Brahmacharya, 4 values have been mentioned. This is sadhana. Satya, Tapasya, Samyak Gyan, Brahmacharya. These 4, what is it? We will see it tomorrow. Our time is over. I thought I'll complete this, but and this portion, till 4th month we had seen last time in SUP, but it took a lot to revise everything. We will see it tomorrow morning. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।
सर्वेश्वरा मां पाहि प्रभो